Hey everyone, today what I'm going to talk about is the nightmare sequence from Batman vs Superman with Bruce and Barry, and how this scene significantly affected the events in Justice League. And spoilers, by the way, for both of these films. In Batman vs Superman, there's a sequence where Barry uses his powers to travel back in time to the Batcave to warn Bruce Wayne about Superman. Barry tells Bruce that Lois Lane is the key, and that he was right about him all along, backing up Bruce's opinion on Superman and how he should be feared. He also tells Bruce that he has to find them, meaning the future members of the Justice League. Also, before I continue, this dream definitely happened, because after Bruce wakes up, we see papers flying in the background. This is a subtle detail, but enough evidence for me to see that this was a real event. Either way, real or not, there are two lines of dialogue from this encounter that play a huge role in Justice League. The first one being Bruce having to find them, which is what most likely helped push Bruce to start the Justice League in the first place. And the second line of dialogue being Lois is the key. Justice League starts with a kid running up to Superman with a phone, excitingly asking him a bunch of questions. And when the kid asks, "What's your favorite thing about Earth?" Superman thinks about his response for a second. He smiles while reflecting on the question, and this was done to further reinforce the idea that Lois is the #1 most important thing on Earth to Clark. So when the Flash gives Bruce the idea that Lois Lane is the most important thing to Superman, Bruce puts her as part of the contingency plan for Clark's resurrection. If she hadn't been there during the fight in front of Superman's monument, the encounter would have most likely gone so far south we would have to refer to it as the continent of Antarctica. When Flash is traveling back in time, his suit looks way more advanced with a different headpiece, and he's even rocking a mustache, which is definitely an implication that he's coming from a place that's a lot further along in the timeline from an alternative universe where Clark was resurrected, but Lois wasn't there to snap him back into his normal self. And we saw that Clark almost destroys the entire Justice League and could have easily taken them all out. So in this alternative timeline, Flash was probably the only member of the Justice League besides Batman to escape from Superman. Not knowing who he is and without a moral compass, Superman could have turned evil and helped the invasion of Steppenwolf, explaining why we saw more dream sequences or Bruce seeing into the future sequences because of Barry's interference in space-time. Either way, in these dream future nightmare sequences, there are soldiers with the Superman logo symbol on their outfits, and Superman probably started his own army during this invasion. We see Batman having to maintain a low profile and trying to salvage the last of the kryptonite on Earth to take down Superman. Also, the bug soldiers that we see in one of the dream future scenes are the same parademons that fought for Steppenwolf in Justice League. So it really shows us how bad things could have gotten if the invasion succeeded. So when Barry says he was too soon, he doesn't really have full control over what specific part of time he's placed in, and he most likely wanted to land in a time where Bruce knew him and they were about to bring Clark back to life. But luckily his warning of Lois being the key got through to Bruce, and Bruce put Lois in his contingency plan after that, which eventually helped Superman collect himself. So this encounter between Barry and Bruce essentially saved the entire planet. So if you guys have more thoughts on how this nightmare dream future sequence affected the events in Justice League, please let me know in the comments. Also remember to subscribe if you learned something and you want to support this channel. And I will see you guys in my next DC Cinematic Universe explanation video.